Welcome, and thank you for joining today's talk. We're exploring a term that's blown up across social media platforms, something called main character syndrome. You've probably seen it: a slow motion video, rainy background, soft music, and someone walking alone, headphones in, with a caption like, "She's in her healing era." At first glance, it's fun, even uplifting. But behind the aesthetic posts and dramatic quotes lies something much deeper, something that reveals how we understand ourselves today. Let's take a closer look. What exactly is main character syndrome? Where does it come from? And what does psychology say about it? What is main character syndrome? Main character syndrome isn't a mental health diagnosis. It's a cultural phrase, a way of describing someone who behaves as if they're the protagonist in a movie, and everyone else exists to support their story. It can be playful, a way to romanticize your life or make the everyday feel more meaningful, but it's also used to call out self-absorbed or attention-seeking behavior, like treating real-life events as if they're part of a scripted drama. In short, it's the belief or behavior that turns personal experience into a performance, sometimes at the expense of awareness or empathy for others. Now, let's dig into the psychology behind it. One explanation is a concept from developmental psychology called the imaginary audience. This term, introduced by David Elkind, describes how teenagers often feel like they're constantly being observed, like their every move is being judged or noticed. In today's world of likes, shares, and comments, that feeling isn't imaginary anymore. Social media platforms have turned that internal audience into a real one. There's also something called narrative identity. This idea, developed by psychologist Dan McAdams, suggests that we all construct a life story, and we see ourselves as the lead character in it. It helps us make sense of our past, clarify who we are, and shape our future goals. So in a way, feeling like the main character is hardwired into how we understand our own lives. But when social media rewards us for dramatizing and editing that story, it can start to blur the line between authenticity and performance. The issue comes when this mindset becomes overblown, when someone sees their life as the only one that matters. This can lead to real problems. Struggles get exaggerated, other people's pain is downplayed, conversations become one-sided. It's also emotionally draining to try and turn everything into a moment of meaning or drama. Real life includes routine, boredom, even silence, and those aren't failures, they're part of being human. Sometimes we need to sit with reality instead of scripting it. That said, main character energy isn't all bad. For many people, it's a powerful form of self-empowerment. It can help people take ownership of their lives, especially those who felt ignored, rejected, or stuck in the background. It encourages us to think in terms of growth, transformation, and purpose. It reminds us that we have the ability to change our narrative, to choose what comes next. The key is remembering that everyone around you is the lead in their own story, too. Empathy, listening, and humility matter just as much as self-confidence. Main character syndrome shows how deeply we crave meaning, visibility, and connection. In a world where we're constantly performing, it's easy to lose touch with the simple power of being real. Yes, be proud of your story, own your growth, but don't forget, everyone you meet is the star of their own journey too. So have your main character moments. Just make sure they're grounded in self-awareness, not self-importance. That's when your story becomes something truly worth sharing. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep telling your story with heart.